MJ, Fadeaway, perfect.
Yeah.
Just in case we touch on, interesting subject matter.
Like the new Jackass.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes. So I'm so excited that it's back. Is it out already? Or
It comes out on Friday.
It comes out
officially. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm pretty stoked on it. I don't know anybody who's not like stoked on that. I feel like that's like it's one of those weird things that in popular culture that like everybody likes.
It transcends.
Yeah, I think so. And it's cool in this one they're passing the torch so that hopefully the whole thing of like Jackass can keep going. So they've got like new people in the cast.
There's new Jackasses?
Yeah. Like they brought in new Jackasses and they're like younger. So like I think the idea is like even like I think this is definitely Knoxville's like the last time he's gonna do anything because like he got a brain hemorrhage apparently while filming this one.
Oh, Jesus.
He got run over. He got like run over by a bull basically.
That guy in bulls, man. I swear to God.
Also,
might be one of the bravest dudes. Like, I don't know if brave. Yeah, would brave be the word? Like, what would you?
Stupid.
Yeah, well, it's so entertaining.
No. Yeah, all those guys just like, yeah, they sacrifice the body quite a bit.
Sacrifice the body. So, Christian, this was your topic, dude. Like, so what was your relationship with Jackass growing up? Like, were you...
That wasn't my topic, was it?
That was my topic.
Oh, that was your topic. No. My bad.
No. I just watched the trailer right now, just real quick.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you seem a little young for Jackass.
I watched a couple of them, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I watched them in high school, a couple of them.
Yeah.
They're tight. They're funny back then.
Yeah. Man.
I
just remember that snake biting that dude right on the dick, and I was man. You got to get the young guys to do that shit now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the old cats are like, we're only fucking with bulls and slingshots. Like, you guys will have the animals biting your dick, kind of situation.
Yeah, I used to do like pranks and stuff, but like that shit gets extreme. And like also like it's funny, but like they do too much shit with shit. It's like break some bones. Hey, Bright Eyes, what's up, man?
What's up? Is that better? What's up?
Yeah,
you're in there now, dude. I had to switch out the black light, dude. You see?
The dark side to the light side.
Oh yeah, dude, we're still here, man.
Okay, now
we were
just talking about Jackass. Are you a Jackass guy?
Rest in peace, Ryan Dunn. I don't know, man. I used to watch Jackass around my white friends when I was a kid. It's like one of those things. Like none of my cousins watched it. Like it was always like a thing where it was like Dayton was like, yeah, let's watch Jackass. Like I remember the first time I watched it, and I was honestly just mind blown because I'm like, what's the point? They're just like walking around, slapping each other in the ass, getting punched in the balls, just like like you said, just so much like weird shit. It's like
it is pretty white in that way. It's like just, yeah, it is. But
I didn't mean to make it racial either. But it's like culturally speaking, it's like I was blown away because I'm like, yo, like my family, like I don't know anybody that.
Yeah, it's more skateboarding than it is racial. It's more skateboarding culture than anything because it came out of Big Brother and Bam. Like basically Big Brother and Bam and Knoxville came together, and then Spike Jonze and Jeff Tremaine got together. Yeah, so like, and that was all born out of skateboard culture when skateboard was kind of dying. What CKY?
Yes, or no?
Can't kill yourself.
It was
CKY. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
CKY2K is like that's still one of my favorite. That's the OG Bam stuff. Yeah.
That's that real hardcore shit. That's not like that light, that light proof. That's that heavy proof shit, man. Like that is hardcore stuff, man. That's like bum fights. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, bum fights is like, that's bad. That's real.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like World Star type stuff.
Well, that's like 1 degree less. Well, bum fights was the original YouTube. Think about this. Is that the case? I mean,
before YouTube?
It was before. This was before. Bum fights was like the original viral. Like, yo, did you see that? Did you see bum fights? Like, some random kid at your school would have a tape of bum fights somehow. You're
does anybody remember
that was
Bling the
that was what
crackhead?
CKY was like too in Big Brother. Same thing.
Who has these fucking tapes? Like, whose parents?
I had the CKY tapes. Yeah, for sure. Like that was when I was in high school. Yeah.
Did you save up your money and then go buy them? Like, I don't get like.
You had to like. This is like before like internet stuff, so you'd have to like either a good skate shop would like sell actual videotapes and you could go there and get them, or you'd have to do it through like literally like a paper catalog and like send in cash or a check and then they send it to you. Yeah.
You just trust. There's a lot more trust in our society back in the day. You just mail
that's
people,
skateboard culture, man.
People envelopes of money and then they send you shit. Like, that just seems so.
That's a huge component of skateboard culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that. That's all over it. Like the whole thing was like trust and like doing good and skateboarding and then doing whatever you want. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm high now. Dude, did anybody see? Wait, who are Suave? Are you? You're a Fruity Loops guy, aren't you?
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha. So this would be for Christian and Drew then, and Jaren possibly, or is Jaren a Logic guy? I can't remember. No, he does Ableton.
He's Logic.
He's Logic.
He is Logic. Okay.
I use a little bit of FL now.
Yeah, I know you've been
like
using a little FL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Ableton just released 11.1 today, and I downloaded it on both my computers. And one of them, it's M1 native now, so it's pretty rad. And there's some other good updates so far. So just a heads up, I just did it.
Like M1 chip? Does that mean it's like faster, more updates?
Yeah. Well, it means it's native. So before it was using Rosetta, which translates the Intel into the Silicon protocol. But now with 11.1, it's now native for Ableton, so it runs on the M1 rather than having to translate it.
So it's a part of the brain now. It's not like they're communicating.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it runs a lot smoother and it's fast as fuck.
Tight.
On my Mac Mini M1. Yeah. I'm loving it so far. I did the beta for it. It was pretty interesting process to do the beta on it.
Well, I'm on 10 point something, so I need to go update my shit.
Oh shit, you haven't updated to 11 yet. Yeah. There's some really cool shit in 11 specifically around like chance and kind of like making swing different, like for velocity and chance.
Okay.
There's like so, and actually this is a good segue to another topic. I'll bring it up right off the bat. Another cool thing that just came out, I just downloaded the audiobook of it, is Dilla Time by Dan Charnson. Forget his last name. Let me look it up real quick. I've gotten the topics, but Charnis. Yeah, Dan Charnis. And he's written a lot of other stuff. He was a music journalist and everything, and he taught a course on Dilla at NYU, I think. And anyhow, the book so far is interesting that like he's coming at it from a point of view. Obviously, like if you make beats, you know of Jay Dilla, and everybody has like a story that I've talked to about Jay Dilla and like what he means to them. But this book is really interesting because he tries to get like scientific with it, and it's more of like how did Dilla change the structure of popular music, and his main argument in the whole book is surrounding how Dilla basically took like straight time, which is like straight quantized, like straight through, and then there was like MPC swing at that time and like the SP 1200 swing, and then he took it and like used step sequencers differently to instead of like having everything in the same spot, basically create like a more a less like symmetrical grid for like the kick and the snare specifically, which is really interesting. And so he talks like a ton about that and about how like just changing like the way that we thought about time, it also made computer-based music feel a lot more human because he was able to do that. So he basically, I guess the main thesis of the book is that he basically created a new form of his own type of like quantization, which is not really quantization because it's not exactly on. Some of it's rushed, some of it's a little behind. But like he does that in such a symmetrical way that it's not like too janky. And like that's that feel that everybody's always like going for, you know.
And you kind of, I mean, you get that in a lot of lo-fi beats. I mean, that basically
100%
study beats, lo-fi beats. Like, I feel like Dilla is kind of like the father of that genre almost in a way. Like, maybe that's a little bit of a hot take because maybe I'm.
Nujabes is another one for that.
I do think that like his, especially his. How he approaches quantization or, you know, adding human feel to his beats, I think is unique. And you're just seeing it show up now. Cause I mean, now we're trying to automate humanity, you know what I'm saying? Through like,
that's interesting.
Through like, randomness. We're calling on like computers to help us with the magic, you know what I'm saying? And oftentimes it's funny, you know, I find that like in production, like I'll just do random preset and then I kind of like start toying and playing with different, you know, gizmos and I end up somehow with a happy accident. And you're like, this song turned out like this because this just popped up like this. And then you just play with a few things, and then sometimes you can get real surgical with it, but I'm more of an experimenter when it comes to like that side of production.
I think most of the best art is mostly happy accidents.
Yeah.
I was kind of going to allude to that too, especially with regard to how we're now able to kind of deconstruct Dilla's process. And I feel like a lot of his work, especially early on, was just that. It was like, how can 100%. I break this record up? And then, you know, I don't have any live instruments with me, but like, that's the cool part about his sampling too, is it's like everything is on time. And like you were saying, it might be a little behind the beat. It might be a little after the beat. But then after that, you get people like, you know, someone that I think who does it just as good, if not better, and was able to polish on that process is someone like a No ID, right? Or a Kanye, who is like, oh, okay, here's what Dilla did. And then now, you know, here's revamped version of chopping soul and records. And I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Dilla definitely, and it's funny, did he ever break out like have a massive, like a smash, like a top 10 joint, like, or he stayed?
He died when he was 32. His first big joint, I think, was bullshitting on Lab Cab in California, 95. Which, by the way, one of my favorite first hip hop records when I was like 13 when that came out. Bullshitting. I love that record. What?
Bullshitting?
Bullshitting by Farside, yeah, on Lab Cab in California.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's that. So that was like his first thing, and then he started getting more and more known, and then he got to Stone's Throw, you know, and once he got hooked up with Peanut Butter Wolf at Stone's Throw, then he got hooked up with Madlib. Yeah, but he died in 2006. I mean, like, and his legacy is like enormous. He's one of, when I say that out loud, I feel like he's possibly one of the most, he's as tragic a death as like actually more tragic than like Amy Winehouse. He had some type of rare blood disease.
Lupus.
Oh,
Damn.
I thought it wasn't. I didn't know it was lupus. Wow, I thought it was like sickle cell and something. It was lupus. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm all right. Shit. But yeah, like he died when he was 32, man. I mean,
Yeah,
it's crazy to have that huge of a library at 32 that's like so revered. Like it's pretty amazing. And especially coming out of Detroit at that time too. Detroit techno had had its day, and then, you know, Eminem and Kid Rock, I guess, at that time, but like Dilla was kind of the one who not a ton of people knew about at that time. And like, he's arguably the most important, I think.
Yeah, he inspired all my early shit. Like, I used to listen to him all the time in high school. He was just, like, from all high school, I was awkward. I just had Dilla in my ear, like, and all the shit, you know, like Slum Village and Far Side and everything that he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Slum Village.
The Jam shit was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing when you're vibing out to that music? Because to me, like, you know, music is always a place. It's like it reminds me of place. Like, often, where, like, what does that call back to for you?
Like, literally, like, walking through the halls of high school because all I could do was listen to Dilla. I was just constantly listening to him. So, yeah.
It reminds me of Chicago because I lived in Chicago at that time.
Yeah. Skateboard. It's a lot of skateboarding.
Yeah.
A lot of skateboarding memories tied with that. Yeah. Snowboarding. I used to snowboard a lot too. Listen.
Yeah, that's a great. Donuts is awesome to throw on while you're snowboarding.
Yeah.
I used to do that too. Is that Lana?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh no! Bring her up.
Yeah,
Say hi, Lana.
She likes to make noise when I'm busy. Come here. Look. Every time I get on the phone, she brings it out, and come here. I'll show you her. So, dude.
Hey, Lana.
What's up, Lana?
Little troublemaker. All right, dude.
She's adorable, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yes, yeah, sure.
She's a little handful, bro.
Boston's are the best, though.
Yeah, Boston's got crazy energy. The dog,
dude.
like, the most energy in my life was a Boston. Like, I remember I went to some, like, barbecue. It was, like, in college, somebody's backyard. And literally some dude was throwing this, like, rope across the yard for, like, an hour and a half. That dog was not quitting. It was just running, getting it, coming back. I was like, yeah, this dog it's an insane, like, energetic breed, but they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
Norm's half Boston. Ferg is full Boston, but Norm is the one who will do that. But now that he turns 12 this year, and he'll do that, but he gets tired and he'll like lay down. He's like, I need a break for a sec, and then he gets up. But pretty good for almost 12. I gotta say though, they're the best dogs. I love them. Anyhow,
Yes.
Speaking of like the timing, and we were talking about automation and all that stuff. I think I saw a topic on there about AI and music. It's an interesting one to me, I think. Like,
yeah, it is interesting because I use AI quite a bit in my production. So I'm like, it is interesting just to think about, like, yeah, where was the line? Is that the question really? Just like,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you clicked on that link, but they got that Captain. Hold up, I gotta pull it up again.
and we'll throw
Captain Melody, which basically just like you buy that plugin or whatever, and it loads up MIDI. They got a melody version, they got a lead version. You can literally create a whole song just with that AI, just the whole MIDI. You know what I mean? I think I never tried any of that, but I was just kind of curious what everybody kind of thought about that kind of progression and how that's gonna, if they'd use that or how that'd affect the industry and stuff.
Okay, my thought is this:
it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, okay. My thought is this: as long as humans have the final editing power, like, they can still be the music producer. Technically, is it as technically competent a music producer? Probably not. Like a cat that's going to be able to play all the instruments and like put all the shit together. No, but what's the difference between that and like DJ Khaled, right? Like, because essentially what you're doing is you're curating the sounds that are coming out of the AI, which is essentially another musician. And so like, and then you're saying this here, this there, sounds good, like this, boom, print. Like in the future, you could have like an AI band, like you have some AI over here, AI over there, put their thing together.
They have one guy on YouTube
that's the producer, and then it's like, boom, ship. Like, is that valid? I mean, it feels weird, but I'm like, what's the difference between that and like, again, like if you're the curator, aka DJ Khaled, not saying he's like not skilled as a producer, but he's the executive producer guy. So just thoughts on like, is that similar? Do you think like, am I not giving him enough credit? Like, I'm just curious.
I mean, they got some guy on YouTube that's got like a robot band. Like he does the guitar and sings, but he's got like
Killed by Robots?
I don't remember. Maybe
that guy's been around since those robots are all analog.
Yeah.
Or I think mostly analog. Yeah, he's been around since the 90s. Killed by Robots. It's kind of crazy because there's like nothing I've ever seen like that, and he's been around forever too. It's crazy. If you've never seen a Killed by Robots performance, we'll link to it on here. But I'll find a good one on YouTube. But
because I don't know who this guy is.
So he has a whole like thing, like it's a whole theme, and like I don't want to call it a gimmick because he built robots himself that literally physically play instruments, like
that's cool.
And he plays with them, and he basically just
robots.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like for real. And they truly play like guitar. They really play the drums. They really like it's. And he built it all himself.
It seems like the Mos Eisley Cantina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
100%. I think that's kind of what he's going for.
Like
actually,
these different like animatronic robots, like making music, and he's just like, "It's me, baby."
That's kind of like the visual aesthetic of it. I feel like when you see it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, it does kind of look like that."
That's pretty rich.
Star Wars.
Like there are those kind of like producers though, because again, I don't want to get too off topic, but like the producers that are super into sound design and like the actual programming and like the waveforms and all that. Like,
yeah, I love that shit.
That's what I do usually. Like I just got Nexus, and it's been like a break from Nexus 3, and it's been a break from like just producing all my own sounds. But I usually I was like really like terrible about it for like years. Like I hated people that use presets and stuff like that. Like it's kind of how I started and learned, and then after I figured out how to make sounds myself, I kind of looked down on people for some reason. You know what I mean? I just wanted to like be hard on myself and teach myself how to do that, I guess. But
right,
dude, I was the same way earlier on too. And like a purist, which is that's another thing. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying, Drew?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say like I was just thinking about like what you were saying in curation and just like Sorry, I totally lost like what I was gonna say.
Oh, is it like DJ Khaled? What's the difference between DJ Khaled and AI?
No, I was piggybacking on what Christian was gonna say, but yeah, but yeah, like, okay, so what is the difference then? Like, if you can just hit print and you say you're the curator, like, what is the difference between an AI produced track and that you can get credit for, and like just the current situation, you just replace musicians with an AI, and then we got on to robot guy. What's that guy's name? Sorry,
Killed by Robots.
Killed by Robots.
Killed by Robots. Sorry about that. Like, when I was talking, okay, circle back. Producers, they get into like the design of synths and like getting so into the minutia. The mad scientist producers, I always think is really interesting, because you have these different like producer personalities, like where at the far end you have the kind of the like what the ringmaster, if you will, like the person that's like, these pieces come together, okay, cool, sounds good, boom, they're the producer. And then you have the almost more on the engineering, sound and engineering side. What is more important, like in your guys' estimation as producers? Is it going to be more being able to see the whole thing, put it together, or the engineer designing individual sounds? Do you feel like, what's the role of the producer in that space?
I mean, I feel like it's always, I think it's still going to be the attention to detail that humans put into things to make things digestible. It's like, until there's a DJ Khaled of AI, I don't think it'll really matter commercially or I guess, like, how am I trying to word this? Because it's like, DJ Khaled's known for being that person, that the curator, the person that picks the pieces. And that's why he's so, revered. But like, most people that are just listening to music aren't actually thinking. First off, they don't really know what DJ Khaled's job is, right?
Right.
Let alone, what AI is used for in a producer sense. So for me, it's like you guys were talking about as far as being purists. It's like I will only go so far to use sounds that are presets. I mean, there's so many different packs out now that it's like, I'm kind of losing my mind not using them, because they sound so dope. But at the end of the day, I'll still go in and like mess with some signs or some different wavelengths to make my basses hit different or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's where the your question should, I guess, be more. Where I should place your question in more emphasis, because we are talking about producers. So for me, yeah, I'm probably not going to use too much AI, because I like to feel the process of making music. But yeah, I mean, maybe you're asking the wrong dude.
No, I mean, I'm asking the dude. So
dude.
Yeah, I'm asking the dude. No, because I think everybody, I think everybody's opinion is valid. Like, I mean,
it is.
I mean, everybody's opinion is valid, because I don't think there's a right way. Because I mean, how many people hate on like the kind of producer DJ Khaled is. Like, people love him, people hate him, but I'm like, bro, this cat is putting songs together and they're moving, they're going like, and he's putting the pieces together. He's got the relationships, he's got the hype, he got the personality, all that stuff. And I'm just like, that's a valid producer. Is it just because he's not like designing every single individual like hi-hat or tailoring every, and building these beautiful melodies, is he less of a producer? I think it depends on who you're talking to, because
he's just less of a producer because I'm not a big fan of his music wise. That's the only reason I would ever think he's less of a producer. But to your argument, like, what is the definition of a producer? I don't think it really matters. You do what you do, and if you're able to create something and put something out in the world that resonates with anybody, then you've done your job, I think, in general. And you're a producer at that point. I think you're a creator of some sort. I mean,
I think
because it's a
that
much
kinda-
bigger question than just like the music part. I mean, like it's much more about like humanity at that point. I think that's why
but
it's
then
such
at
a
that
big
part
question.
too, it's like I think that kind of spits in the face of producers, though. Like when people actually put forth effort to produce something, it's like I think what's really cool about your point is that it takes that point and looks at it from a more broader angle of like a collaboration. And like, you know, someone like, I always bring up Kanye, but someone like Kanye will be like, oh yeah, this guy came in and like, you know, sent a hi-hat that I really liked, so I'm going to give him producer credits. And so it's like, is he an actual producer, or is that kind of just like you know, someone being a fly in the room, or someone like Drew who is a producer, you know, and would send that to Kanye? Like, I would consider you a producer. I think it's just a kind of a hard, for me, that's a hard question to answer, but it is fun to explore. For sure.
And I'm also coming from the point of view of I try and put everything down the middle, analog and digital. Like digital for recording and everything is really, I mean, like it's what I have right now, you know, like with limited resources in terms of like, you know, I'm still working a job. I'm working towards trying to get into music as like a primary source of income. But in the meantime, I've got to spend a lot of extra time, and, you know, I don't have the space or whatever to just go full analog. Because it's really expensive, and that's like, you know, like it would also be such like a, I would go bankrupt. I would be like,
is that something you would desire then? Like, think about that.
If I could, but I would still utilize digital all the time. Like I'm using only analog compressors now, like, and like running stuff through just to like get a different tone. And so going back to that question, you know, I started out playing guitar and then playing like bass and then playing drums, and, you know, like, so that's like where I started in my producer journey, was learning instruments. So they're always, for me, I feel like that's learning those instruments are such a huge part of me as a human that like I would find it's hard for me to conceive of like not doing anything musically, like physically musically at all, like DJ Khaled, who's more of kind of like a quarterback on a song, you know, like, or like a coach.
Yeah, coach or owner.
I just think that it's such a hard concept for me because of my background that like me thinking of it from this point of view makes me sad, because I'm like, man, the whole fun part is like playing the instruments, like, and like kind of letting your brain out through this other medium. And so like that's the thing that I feel is like, I want DJ Khaled to like experience that. I want everybody to experience that in their lifetime, you know? Like, so yeah.
No, I agree with you, man. I think, like you said, there's something about being able to, or at least having an understanding of what it means to make a song. And then that's how I can appreciate, you know, tools like AI tools that we use, or certain presets, you know? But I think that we have to get ready for this next wave too, because there are people that, you know, they just click to make sounds, you know, and use certain VSTs that you literally don't have. They already have, you know, if you look at output by Arcade, like it lists everything in terms of key signatures. You could change, you know, you don't really have to know much about music theory. You just need to know, what does that song on the radio sound like, and how do I copy that? And
you know, the people that do know more about music theory, they make even better like use of that. You know what I mean? Like, they're able to use the tools a lot better because they just understand it like quicker, I guess.
Wait, so this is a question. Better, like that's the question. So better in your mind is like more complex, because this
no, I didn't say better. I just said my subjective opinion is that, well, it's more of a perspective. It's not even an opinion. It's just
that's what I was getting at, is just like, so when what I'm getting at is that you have certain artists that, or certain producers that like, God damn it, I lost my train of thought again.
I don't care about labels if that's what we're still talking about like what a producer is. If you, like I said, if you create something, you can call yourself whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like you should just do you, you know, and like that's all that really should matter. That's what I think. I mean, I just subjectively don't like DJ Khaled, but I think it's cool. Like he's been able to do.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
you know,
if it sounds good,
done.
it sounds good, man. I just personally,
I mean, it's mixed
like,
good. I just don't like the song at all.
In my opinion, like I thought that shit was so fire, that my one stuff, and that's just some loop that he took from some guy, and then he added.
What song? I'm on one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that's
one,
sick
yeah.
in the background. Yeah, bro, that beat bangs, bro.
That's a dope song.
It's all mixed really well. It's all mixed really well. He just never clicked for me. That's all I was saying. You know, like I've got no ill will towards the man. Like,
well, that's the thing is, it's like DJ Khaled's just like the ad lib king. If you subtract him from any of those songs are going to be great. It's just you know he's got the voice. He's doing his job well. That's what that means.
Everyone's getting paid, so I mean, like that's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah.
If nobody else was getting paid but Khaled, he'd be taken down a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I guess the end result is how you feel, right? Like how you
100%.
get people to feel, and so like if they feel like you're gonna come up with like Beethoven's 13th Symphony, and like that's like gonna be the experience you're gonna enjoy. There's the technical mastery involved with creating a piece of work like that versus like Laffy Taffy from D4L. You know what I'm saying? Like both are enjoyable. One is more technically savvy, but this one you gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to snap it, bro. I can't snap it to that 13.
Man, you could, bro. We got to remix it a little bit. We need to revamp the 13.
You need to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that just reminded me of PD Pablo. I don't know why that just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Helicopter.
Take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off.
Like a helicopter.
Oh, Jesus.
Go Carolina.
Oh, dude. That reminds me of
Daniqua, Talisha, Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I went on a 3-6 YouTube rabbit hole over the weekend.
Oh, dude.
It was pretty great. It's pretty awesome.
Sip.
Oh, dude.
Yo, I need to go look at that joint. See if I can remix that, because that's
bro.
Dude, that song was one of the best songs in high school, like for sure. Like that and remember Juvenile was huge at that time too. Mystical was my guy though.
Juvenile was my favorite rapper, literally from like middle school through about like halfway through high school. Like,
dude,
I was like basically singing, or no, I was rapping like 400 Degrees, probably like word for word. That was my shit, bro. Like Juvenile was my shit. Cash Money, that was my clique, bro, back in the day.
Yo, how about Mike Jones, dude?
Oh, Mike
dude,
Jones.
I just dove back into Mike Jones. Bro,
Houston.
281-330. Dude, he's so sick.
Yo, you still know his phone number. That's how effective his
8004. Dude, he said it on the come on, man.
Yo,
dude.
That dude promoted his shit so hard in songs.
So hard, bro.
Has anybody promoted their shit harder in a song?
Well, all of
Khaled,
Houston. Dude. I was gonna say all of Khaled. Yeah, but he's a little bit after, right? But all of Houston was like huge on like
Paul
tagging.
Wall, Slim
Paul
Thug.
Wall, UGK, Slim Thug. Yeah.
Well, you remember what happened with Nelly and St. Louis in like the early 2000s?
Of course, dude. I was in high. I was fucking senior in high school when it came out.
The point I was trying to make is that that kind of arose with the Mike Jones. Like he came through and was like moved straight to the top. Everybody was like, like, you know, I'm Mike Jones, one and only, and can't vote. Like that
got
shit.
A lot
like
of friends.
Got a lot of friends and a lot of homies. You know, like people were like, that was like a big joint back in the day. That was a slapper.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it still bangs, bro.
Dude, I bet you that still bangs.
Wood grain, I'm gripping.
All the Houston shit. All the Houston shit is awesome.
Catch me lane switching with the paint dripping. Turn your neck.
Yeah.
Yo, dang, listen, dude, that shit is so fire, bro. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started, bro.
Yo,
yeah. So what'd you say? You said Cash Money, so it's like Juvenile. You can't forget about Wayne, man. How do we even?
I was gonna say Wayne, yeah. Baby,
Wayne,
Birdman,
yeah,
Hot Boys. You know. Hot Boys too.
Yeah. Manny Fresh, another great producer.
That was all Manny Fresh production. He did like all those guys.
Big timers. How you gonna
Jazzy Faye?
Big timers, baby.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, there was a couple other cats.
Yin Yang Twins.
Jesus.
Whistle while you twerk.
Whistle while you
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Dude, that was like the biggest song when it came out, and they got nothing from it because Disney was like, what the fuck? So they got nothing from that song.
Were they signed by Disney?
No. The sample is from Snow White.
Oh, the dwarves.
Whistle while you twerk. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I thought they just because, like, you know.
Yeah. No. They sampled Disney.
Yo, that song is
hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I thought they were just whistling and they made it. Okay, that makes sense. Well, they made a lot of money off the Whisper song too, though. They had to.
Oh, dude, the Whisper song. That is. What's the opposite of suggestive, or what's like the most extreme form of suggestivity? What's a better word for that?
That's it, because it's not an innuendo. It's literally saying, "Wait till you see my."
Wait till you see my dick.
Yeah.
You see my
I'm gonna beat that pussy up.
You just go straight to the point, man. I mean, listen, what are we here to do? We go straight.
Beat her on the bush. You know what I mean? I beat her on the bush.
A guy like me, I'm spending a lot of time at A. I'm trying to meander towards B and C. You just go straight to point Z, bro. Like, you kick down the front door and be like, yo, this is what it is. Like,
what it is, Hope.
Wait till you see my dick. You're like, that's a little assumptive, sir. Jesus Christ.
Little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might want to hear. Wait till you see my dick.
Hey.
Aggressively, bro.
Yeah, bro. Chillax, bro.
I'm not wearing headphones. It's hard to do the whisper. I can't tell.
That was kind of good.
I got whispers in surround sound right now. That was kind of hot.
That was kind of dope, dude. I was like, yo, I need to get
that beat, I fucking love that beat. It's got the boom, 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 boom.
You know what other beat was legendary, bro? Got me thinking about Jaquan.
Oh yeah, dude, Jaquan.
Dude,
man.
What, bro? That album was sick, bro.
To the
3 to the 4, everybody drunk out on the dance floor.
Dude, that's the swing to that beat is fucking dope too.
It's kind of the same as Grinding by the Clips, I guess. Same.
Yeah, it is. You're right. You're totally right.
Grinding.
Yeah.
Oh my god! When I first heard that shit, I was on my way to a 7. Dude, I was on my way to a 7-on-7 tournament in like fucking like Hillsboro, and I remember like somebody turned it on. I was just like, ooh, you know how like that face you make when you first hear that, and like it's so percussion heavy and just like. You're just like from ghetto to ghetto to yard to yard. You're just like, ugh. I feel like I was just. It was so dope, dude. I don't know how to. You make the stink face. You're just like, ugh. I was about to throw up, man.
Dude, Pusha T's about to drop again too. I just thought about that,
dude.
Shit, bro. Bro,
Yo.
I'm so jacked, bro. I'm so jacked.
You think he's still going at it with Drake? I mean, is that still a thing? Are we still doing this? Is this done?
I hope not. But I think I just love his bars, man. Like I still blast Daytona, bro. Daytona's like my top.
It's really good, dude.
Favorite hip hop album of all time, bro. Yeah,
it's a really good record,
bro. Straight through, I know every bar, like the beats. It's 7 songs of just pure mayhem, dude.
The cover is pretty savage.
Yeah,
I have it on vinyl.
Bathroom?
Yeah, I have it on vinyl. It's actually a really rad like vinyl jacket. Like the design, it looks really cool, but it's like kind of a savage like.
That dude
it's a choice. It's a choice for sure. It's a deliberate choice. You know.
Did Virgil design that one too?
Kanye, I think.
Kanye did. Okay, yeah. He was like,
and
yeah.
A lot of money for that pig, apparently.
Yeah,
man.
And
they had to have.
So you got to really like believe. Like
that's why I was saying it's a choice.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's a very deliberate choice. Yeah. It's kind of. I don't know what to feel about it because just like aesthetically it's cool, but like as a human it's
tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's a little dark, man. And you know what I'll say, man? Like it's interesting because like Push is like he just went straight killer with it. You know what I'm saying? Like assassin, like with that whole shit. Like I felt like he was like, you know, heavyweight champ trying to like get ready for the fight. Not fucking around, like no distractions. He's like, this is a message. And like that shit hit hard because I remember I was like, is Drake gonna come back from this? I remember I was like, Jesus Christ.
That was brutal. That was brutal.
I was like, God. And I know that's old news, but like I just remember when I heard this, I was like, Drake's done. I was like, he's done. I was
I think it actually
he's not done. The man is insanely talented. Like,
I think it honestly freed Drake. Frankly, I think it freed Drake because then he embraced his son, and now he's like, you know, he took something that could have been like a really, I guess, emotionally embarrassing or I don't know, just difficult thing and embrace the joy of it that he had a kid. That's what I think.
It was even bigger than that. I think it was like, you know how just hip hop beef is such a like a, you know, a burning point in the culture of hip hop that I feel like there was a point to where
it's marketing.
Yeah. I mean, then you could kind of see like, I honestly think Drake and Kanye's whole beef was like totally fabricated. I'm sure like some of it, there was some truth to it, but then like after a while, I really
lean into those things. I think they lean into narrative.
I really started thinking about it because I'm like, at the end of the day, there's 2 incredibly and wildly influential beings who know that like every single word that they say, every action they make could either lose them a ton of money or make them a ton of money. So it's like, I don't know. It's a hard thing for me to think about because I'm like, yeah, do these dudes really hate each other, or is it like, you know, all press is good press? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, there's this one story out here. There's already, you know, some inklings of a beef. Let's just drill this shit into the hole until we can't anymore, and then, you know, once people start to wake up from it, the jig is up. But I don't know.
I mean, it's weird. My wife watches like reality TV, and you know, like I'll be sitting in the vicinity of it, and I'm like, there's such a parallel there where it's just like it feels at some points it feels just so produced and like so like vapid that I'm just like, dude, I don't care. The music's good. All this bullshit, I don't really care unless it affects the music. And I don't think any of it really affects the music other than, well, I guess for Pusha T, like it gives him an angle, you know, to write from.
Angle. It doesn't make the narrative more interesting though. Like, does it like, think about that though. Like, we're human beings. We're not machines. We're like, music is great, but like we want the story behind it. We want to know, like we want to know Brad Pitt, like, he's cheating on Angelina Jolie, allegedly. Like, we want to know shit like that for some reason. We're like fascinated with the story behind our favorite shit. So like, does that add to the drama? Is it the, like, how like a fight, you like when you're gassing up a fight and you're trying to promo a fight, you work up the beef, you try to get them to chirp at each other, you're trying to work up the drama, and it creates more anticipation for the fight. Like Conor McGregor is a master at that. And so you're thinking
wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Same shit. We're like, why else are we watching wrestling? I mean, it's pretty incredible, honestly. Like, those guys are athletes. I will argue for that. But I'll just say, like, I was on a roll, dude. I got stumbled.
Well, let me piggyback off you, man. I think culturally, the album cover for Daytona, it makes sense because it's like, Pusha T is the coke rap god, right? So, what was Whitney Houston into before she passed on? She was into all types of shit, her and Bobby. So to me, it makes sense. It like further drills in the story because you asked, you were like, yeah, what sense does this make? How does this, advance the story of Pusha T? And then you throw in a song like Infrared at the end, which is like directed toward Cash Money and Drake. And I don't know, I think adding fuel to the fire is something that helped him and his album sales, but also like I also don't think Pusha T cares that much, and the words that he was saying he actually meant to me. But I don't know. That's the other end of the stick for me too, because I'm like,
we buy into the theater, right? Like we love the theater of it. Like
it's so fun though, dude. It's so fun.
It's fun. It adds to the narrative. We're talking about it now. I mean, oddly, I'm probably gonna go bump that joint tomorrow. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go check this back out. But it's interesting how effective that is and how effective narrative is with music. If you can direct it, because I mean, are these people really in their feelings that hard about this shit? I mean, they're winning big time. Are we still that sour about like? I mean, I guess what's your thoughts, Suave? Like if you're, like if somebody comes at you for something and you feel like they hit below the belt, I mean, do you feel the need to come back and retaliate? Like, where does that occupy? Do you do it for the show? Like what does that mean?
So are we talking like in an artist sense or like in real life?
Artist sense. Yeah, artist sense.
So for me, like I'll tell you exactly where I was when I heard the story of Adidon and then Drake's response, which I can't remember the name of the song, but it's an incredible beat that has, a live sax solo or this sample in the background. He's just, doing his thing. But for me, I think, like you said, it's entertaining the theater. It's like, what are we really getting out of this? Like, for me and someone who grew up listening to rap and understands what a hip hop beef means and where it derives from, it's really just dudes in a circle, outside the corner store, rap battling each other. You know what I mean? And then that turned into a King of the Dot situation where you have like underground rap in Canada, or like New York. And then that turns into, actual commercial rap beef. It's like, how do we capitalize on opposing forces, right? It's like every story arc you see is, X versus Y. And so if you could really pinpoint it down to those 2 points, for me, I'm like, I don't really take any of this for reality. I think it's a play on reality, and it's so that we can continue to listen and formulate a side, because everything is polarized too, right? So when you think of it in terms of that, more so than just two dudes who are making music and great music, there's it's much deeper than that. So if somebody were to come up to me and like throw some bars to me, there would have to be like a really real reason why. And I personally don't have, I mean, I don't think there are probably some people who'd shoot some bars at me if they got the chance, to be honest. You know?
Can I rap?
Nah, man, I'll rap them in circles. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Sagittarius and I hold a lot of shit in, but I'll come for your neck. You know what I mean? I know what you're doing. You know, I know where you put your socks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know where you put your socks. Yo, that's a next level assassin, bro. If the assassin needs to be so you know where their socks are. You're the most hardcore assassin I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I got eyes. But nah, I think for me, I enjoy a beef that seems like it's not so fabricated. Like that entire Kanye Drake beef leading up to the Larry Hoover thing, to me, even for the album's sake, I was like, there's too much going on, too much fabrication going on for me to enjoy the music even. Like, I think that really clicked for me when The Life of Pablo dropped, when he was like, it's also just paradigm and perspective shifting too at that point. But it's like, you know, so much goes behind, you know, promoting your music, but it's not the music that's doing it. And I think that's what's lost for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that or like, you know, waiting 2 hours to like try to see if this goddamn pre-show is gonna come on. I remember like
yeah, Donda.
Yeah, bro.
Like, actually watching it.
I'm ready. I'm in the
That's why I think Donda 2 is not coming out in February, dude. It's not coming out in February.
Because I'm like, I'm ready for like this, Kanye. Like, bro, we're ready to gas it up. And then I just ended up, I had shit to do. I can't just sit here and watch a center of a stadium for an hour. I know this is old news, but just for me, I was like, that kind of ate into the whole thing too. I was like, I was excited, but I'm kind of annoyed. Like, so I'm like, all right, bro, like let me listen to this. And you know, he made a good album, I think. But yeah, anyways, like,
yeah, those antics didn't take into account like the everyday person who has, you know, obligations. You know, it's for like, and I think that was the inconsiderate part behind that whole campaign too, is it was like, yeah, like most people don't have 3 hours to wait for you to, I mean, even though we're all in the comfort of our own homes, we could just have it in the background, but it's still just like,
well, what about all the people that were there too?
That too, dude. Just like, what?
All the bandwidth that was lost, bro. I mean, come on.
But then he's the kind of guy that is like a really interesting arbiter, you know, someone who knows how to capture attention and move pieces. So looking from that sort of perspective, I admire that because it's like, damn, dude, if anybody could do it, he could. But it's still that like kind of playing God, you know, it's like, you know, I got you, you know, I got your attention right now. You know?
I was still watching the middle of a fucking blank floor for about 45 minutes.
Same, bro.
It got my ass.
Same.
I was like,
motherfucker had an air mattress and some gloves.
I was like, I think, you know, my fiance, she texted me and I was like, yeah, there's nothing going on. Like, is anything happening? Like, we're like going back and forth, nothing. Anyways, like, I'm just saying, I definitely, that feeling, I remember like feeling a little annoyed by it. And, you know, I feel like they both have better work, to be honest. And those are some of the artists that I respect and would love to work with most. But I think they should be very proud of what they did. And, you know, I think they have some bigger classics in my mind. But
I feel like Kanye's like main job for like the past 3 years or so has really just been like PR more than like the music and shit. Like that's what it's felt like.
Yo, I'm ready for this next wave. I'm ready for Watch the Throne 2, bro. I mean, like,
are they doing that?
Coming, bro.
I don't think that's coming.
I think once that Kardashian curse, once they got off that wave, now like it's time. It's Kanye's back in the lab, you know, he's punching like big ass, like, you know, pieces of meat, you know what I'm saying? Like in Rocky. Just like, He's ready. He's in the lab. He's dating some new chick, putting makeup on her. He's like, it's time, bro. Watch the Throne 2. Jay's on board. We're in the building, bro.
That's the thing. I don't know if Jay's on board.
Jay, get on board. Get on board.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Jay is somewhere not even thinking about rap at all, ever. You know? Like, I feel like, to me, I'm not necessarily checking for Jay, but I would, without a doubt, click immediately if I ever saw anything that had Jay on it, you know, just because he's always like, that's probably for forever. Like, I think I lost that with Wayne, you know, like,
yeah,
I definitely lost that sort of thing where I'm like, even now, if I see it, I won't really click on it until I see somebody go, oh yeah, he was kind of going hard. Like, the last album that I really thought
for you, where did that
for me, his last album was the Free Wheezy album, FWA. That was when everybody was doing this split to go on to streaming services, and it was just a Tidal exclusive. But that album, to me, it was probably like his best. That should have been Carter 5. That album was the Carter 5, and we waited 7 years for just boo-boo, you know?
Damn.
In my opinion. But
didn't hear that joint either, man.
Bro, that album is nuts, dude.
Okay, I want to.
Album's nuts.
Does Wayne go back? Like, cause yo, I was a huge Lil Wayne fan because that's 500 Degrees, bro. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to. Like, yo, still singing that shit. Like, half the songs I make, I'm always like, you don't want to fuck with me. Like,
nah, man, that album's up there. It's like it kind of feels like he was on the tail end of C4, you know, because he had 6 foot, 7 foot on there. He had, you know, How to Love on there, but it's like he's not doing the weird like Muppet like syruped out raps. He's really like, you know, on his bar for bar for bar, and not every other bar has to do with pussy or, you know, shoot somebody in the face. It's like,
dude, 6 foot,
FWA,
7 foot,
man.
Sampling Harry Belafonte is like fucking
dude
amazing.
Dude, that's the Inception music video, crazy, bro.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of Jay into Wayne, I think my favorite track on American Gangster is Hello Brooklyn, and it's him and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my favorite.
That was a
How you doing? Yeah,
fire, bro. I still got that on some playlist.
Dude, he references Tony La Russa in that song. Jay references Tony La Russa and the Cardinals in that song. So,
you know what?
That's also amazing.
It's grinding vibes too, because it's so percussion heavy. Like,
well, it's actually kind of like more early trap too, because it's got a really heavy 808, and like it's before like trap became what it is now. Because that came out in like 2007 or 2008. Whenever that movie came out. That track. He also said he was going to name his daughter Brooklyn Carter in that song, and he didn't. I was kind of hoping for that, honestly. I was
Checker coming through.
You motherfucker.
You told me.
You told me. You told everybody in a song that you were going to name your daughter Brooklyn Carter. You motherfucker. That's all.
Dude, I remember, so after the Carter 3 and I think the No Ceilings mixtape, you know, the Wayne mixtape era.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Like, dude, no
monstrous.
Like, style, lifestyle might not make it. Yo, you got him on what is that song by Gucci? Can't remember, but dude, that mixtape was fire. And then he got that rock album, which I was like,
Rebirth.
Yeah, I mean, I like some rock music, but it was just not. It didn't speak to me, like,
dude, that album was sick too, dude.
See,
you gotta look at it from like you're listening to Limp Bizkit or some shit, you know? Like,
yeah,
it's like it's not Wayne, you know.
I did fuck with Limp Bizkit. I'm not gonna lie, like
some
I did.
Fred Durst, dude. Fred Durst.
Why does everybody make fun of Freddie, bro? Freddie Durst.
Fred's dope, dude. Yo, he did
it all for the nookie.
Come on, dude. The nookie, dude.
You know, he's like an accomplished director now. He did like
oh, that's cool.
He did some movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Jesse Eisenberg that he directed.
Okay.
Oh,
so legit actors.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that's like A-list right there.
Yeah. I was never a Limp Bizkit guy. Honestly, like I was just thinking about it. All of the rappers that try and go over to rock, it always sucks, I think, personally. Like Jay-Z went with Linkin Park, and I know a lot of people like Linkin Park, but I never got into nu metal, I guess. That's just me. I'm not trying to be
did you like that song that they did?
I Reanimate. I guess it was just one song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was an album, wasn't it?
It was like
it was an album. It was like an EP,
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a
Have gone
I
so.
have that on vinyl. I was really into Linkin Park because it was like one of the first things iTunes ever showed me, and it was like one of the first things I was ever exposed to. Really, so I was like, I dig it. So.
No, I know a lot of people like them. It never clicked with me. It's like, and also I'm just like a little bit older. They came out like when I was in college, really, I think. And I was like, when I started college, I was like, that was when I started getting into vinyl. So I was listening to like a ton of old shit in college. Like I didn't get back into rap as much until the Black album came out in 2003. That brought me back. That record's
incredible.
And that was also when, and then the Grey album was right after that.
Ooh.
Which was, and that's another guy that I kind of miss seeing and hearing is Danger Mouse
one. With all
that's the Danger Mouse stuff.
I had that too. I don't know where I got that shit from. I was like, where do I get this?
That was like an early internet thing.
That one was.
Yeah,
dude.
That was awesome. Yeah. It was really good. Like I haven't seen much of what Danger Mouse has done in a while.
For real. Honestly,
he was a really good producer, man. Like, dude, Demon Days. Fuck, that Gorillaz record. I mean, it's so fucking good. Like, What the hell? What gives? Danger Mouse, where are you?
Yo, come on the pod, bro. Where you at?
Get at us, Danger Mouse, man.
Get at us. We need this, bro. Where you at, man?
Danger Mouse, come on, man.
Probably actually having way more prominent careers than we are, but you know, I would like to know what happens.
He's got to be doing something. Like that guy. That guy's the type of producer that I want to be, I guess. You know, like he played a lot of instruments too and did a lot of analog, but then did a lot of digital. I mean, the Grey album's all digital, right? So like, that's the type of stuff, because like he goes all across genres and stuff. And that's kind of where I always am. I'm always like in between like sounds.
Yeah.
You know, I like that like breadth.
Yeah. Do you guys foresee like it stopping at some point? Obviously, like, you know, when you're in a creative space, you're kind of, to me, the way I see it is, you're kind of in tune with omnipotence, right? You're bringing creation into the world. You're taking something that didn't exist and you're kind of like bringing it into this dimension. So, like, when you think of that, are you ever done creating? Like, or will you ever be done producing, or do you think it'll just evolve? Like, what are your thoughts?
I've been doing it for so long too. Yeah.
I don't know, like build garden or something. I don't know. Like I just like
Garden?
That would be cool to do also. Like garden and produce. That's pretty fucking dope, actually.
You're producing produce, baby.
Yeah, well there you go, yeah.
We need
there
some,
you go.
Bro. Come on, man.
Go. Do something this year. I haven't done it out there in a while, but I got space here, so I'm gonna just
nice.
Unless I got another garden, yeah.
What
Do you do outdoor or do you do indoor?
I have a full hydro setup, but the water here is too hard, so I can't. I'm not gonna go get a purifier just for that'd be too expensive. It'd be just making the plant. So or just buying the weed. But, I'm gonna do a 4-plant outdoor, and at least. Yeah.
Do you do clones or seeds?
I always do clones. Yeah. I got a really good.
That's probably the way to go. Yeah.
Seed place that has a bunch of clones from the seeds they do, but it's a really good weed.
Yeah, dude. Weed.
That pow.
The legal weed here in California is so different from Oregon.
Is it?
Oregon does it so much better. There's more fights. They're trying. They might change it. I don't know, but Oregon did it way better. Oregon and Washington did it way better. I know, in Colorado too, actually.
They're changing in Oregon, so you can buy 2 ounces now, and you're going to be able to get 100 milligram ounces. Edibles. Sorry, not 100 milligram edibles. Pretty soon, apparently. Maybe in April or something.
Yeah. So power.
100.
Finally, yeah. You can still get tinctures and stuff. I got a 700 milligram tincture, but sometimes they're bunk. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, 100 milligrams in one dose?
Yeah. Okay, so I've done I've made some pretty crazy edibles at home.
Oh my god, dude, that would I would be in a coma, dude. I'm sitting here puffing on oil and shit, but I'm just thinking I don't think I've done more than 20 milligrams ever when I'm taking edibles.
The center of the sun, man.
I know, dude. I would be
I don't really like edibles because they just make me tired at a point. I get so high, I just need to sleep. I made some pretty crazy edibles. I put friends to sleep at movies and shit from the stuff I made at home. I got some Everclear once, and I put a bunch of rosin and stuff in it because I have a rosin press.
So you do alcohol extraction too?
I don't do that shit as much anymore. But
chemist.
No alcohol extraction, but I press it, so it squeezes out. And when I was working in the industry, I learned a lot of stuff, and I was smoking a lot of weed.
I didn't know that you worked in the industry.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I did trimming, growing. I helped build electrical stuff a little bit. Well, help wire stuff, not really just build the plants for wiring and stuff. A little bit of construction and stuff. I built some lights and stuff.
Word.
Yeah, it was really dope. I got paid a lot. When I was working there, they cut it down to $12 to $15 an hour for when you're trimming, but we used to get paid by the pound, so I was getting aerospace engineer money, just trimming weed and shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Yeah,
nice.
That was
my
when
brother.
The industry was kind of young still. It kind of all changed really fast after a little bit. Just money started becoming a problem for everybody. At first, it was just flowing in,
Yeah. Here it's I don't know. It's weird, and the offerings are weird, and to me, I guess maybe I'm just used to the Oregon system, but it's just weird here.
Yeah,
and it's definitely way more expensive.
Yeah,
which sucks. Oregon is the cheapest,
is it better,
and, best weed. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they have cookies and stuff, and they have all these big brands in Cali and stuff, but the percentages I'm seeing and stuff look kind of similar and stuff. I'm not seeing anything super super crazy out in Cali. I don't know. I never really.
No, I honestly think. Quality wise, I feel there's probably some really good places here, but there's more places here, so maybe it's just it feels like a very, very, very saturated market here, to the point where you don't know if this is a legit brand or there's just too much all over the place, and it's just it's weird. It's weird. It's
imagine there being more spots because basically there's more weed stores and liquor stores.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
There's like
there's
I can walk to like 4 or 5 weed stores and I can't walk to a liquor store. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
which I'm not protesting against, but I'm just saying like that's a lot. Then there's got to be a ton in Cali.
Yeah, and there's just so many more brands here too. Is what like that's like the weird part, you know? Like it's just like saturated with products, and like I don't know. I think you'll find comparable weed, but like I feel like it was easier to find like a more like of a boutique nice experience in Portland than it has been here.
Mm.
And maybe like in Hollywood, well, no, Hollywood's kind of junky, but like maybe like I don't know, Beverly Hills or something. I have no idea. This place is so freaking huge and strange to me.
Yeah.
I'm liking it, but LA is a beast, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because I live in this huge place and I like literally never leave my neighborhood. Like, and there's so much shit around here, but there's so much shit around. Yeah, it's the weirdest place I've ever lived, I think, besides Portland.
Yeah,
but Portland was like comfortable weird.
Yeah, that's our whole thing. Well, you know what? I think we are about ready to wrap up.
Did we do it? Do we have anything else?
I think we did it. We definitely did another sesh, and I'm running out of steam. I would. Anybody got anything they trying to promo, push out? Like, you know.
Not just yet. Soon.
Okay.
Still pushing Party of
Also,
One.
if anybody reads that Dilla book,
Oh, let me write that down.
would love to
I gotta
talk about
get
it.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
And then Suave, you were saying you got cut off.
Oh yeah, no. Go stream that Party of One. Produced and
Stream
produced
that.
by yours truly, mixed by DTU, and we've got some more stuff coming pretty soon here. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, much in the works, dude. Super excited, man. And there's also a video that is getting shot, I think, with Nate and Milkmain. So, I'm excited to see that joint come out. But
was it shot already?
Beat you made?
Yeah, they shot it already. Yeah,
Nice.
like a week and a half ago or something like that. So we'll see. This will be my second one with them. The first one actually got some views. I was like, oh, okay, like we'll see. Anyways,
Nice.
Christian,
Shout out Nate Grapes.
what you got going on?
Not a whole lot. I updated my track train a couple weeks ago, and that's basically it.
Peep that track train and peep to the Leaf Beats. Like, you need that heat. We got you. So, anyway,
to the lead.
This whole squad, I appreciate you guys. Man, it's been good chatting. Anybody want to sign off with a toodaloo?
That's what TTL stands for. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.